Hey there, guys. We're Diversity, and we are back with another Hero No Sora episode. This time, man, I want to thank everybody for the support recently. I don't, my subscriber number is on a number I'm not really comfortable with right now. So if you see this video and you've been here before, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Yeah, just get off the current numbers. You may happen to see it or know what number I'm referring to. It may be someone already subscribed or not, but yeah, just check out the number and you guys probably know what I'm talking about. But anyways, yeah, what is up, guys? Man, Riddleverse here. We're back with another video. For who knows Sora. Sorry to repeat that. Let's just jump right into it. I don't really. Okay, well, let me tell you about my feelings. My overall feeling for this episode. Really. If I could have, I would have waited. I would have waited to see this episode a week because this episode all it did was give me hype for the game, and now I have to wait another week for the game. So I would have wished I would have just like watched two episodes next week instead of watching this one this week because it definitely all it did for me was build up my just pump me up for the next episode. So yeah, it sucks that I wish I could go back, delete my memory of the episode, and just wait a week again to watch it. But yeah, this is how we feel about it. Other than that, not too much went down in it, but still enough for me to make a video, I guess, to talk about some things. But yeah, so first we'll talk about the beginning of the episode. Let me slow down my pace here a little bit, make sure I have some clear thoughts going. So Nabi, we saw Nabi and Sora. Sora was teaching Nabi how to shoot threes. Kind of made him remember a little bit of how he first remembered how to start shooting threes and things like, or just shooting in general. And that right there, um, well, that was just a little glimpse of a bigger thing I think to come from our three bench guys and Nabi, Yashu, and Saki. Um, those guys are those guys I think will really play a big part in this game, and I think if I mean obviously the five starters are really relevant and really obviously have a lot of feelings, but I think our three bench guys will play a big part this game, and I think we really will see a lot of flashbacks. To be honest with you, I think we're gonna get some flashbacks of training and tips and things like that that we didn't initially see. Obviously they had a short time to train, but I think we're really gonna get some information that we did not know about earlier. So, um, yeah, I think that's the sitch, and I think they're definitely gonna have a big impact this game for sure. But so obviously, I feel like all the stars will as well. But yes, yeah, just a little prediction there. I haven't read the manga, so if you're a manga reader, you're probably already like, yeah, they will or so. I don't know, but yeah, just let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you gotta think about that. Them three guys, and so next is what happened next after that. So we kind of got obviously also Yashu was no, was it was Saki was really pressuring he was really pressuring Sora on defense, so just to kind of show how good he's improving on defense, or was it Yashu who was improving on defense? No, it was Saki, I think. So yeah, they're just like really all improving on just in general, like I already said earlier. But yeah, one of them was pressuring Sora quite a bit, and it was noticeable. Um, and that obviously right there shows that they're gonna have some pretty solid defense this game as well. Cause Sora's not an easy guy to defend. Now, what happened past that? Okay, so we had a Sora and Monica moment. Monica was Sora was just pretty much apologizing for, I guess, not keeping his promise and just trying to really figure out what's been wrong with her and things like that. And it was totally unrelated to anything Sora related. I'm pretty sure it might have been more so his mom or just her own feelings about the situation, or even Momo. It might have been her feelings about. It's just a lot of things we don't know. Monica's always just there in the mix, and it's just always it's hard to keep up with exactly what's wrong with her. Every time something goes wrong, but no, I'm just playing. But yeah, Monica, yeah, she just doing her, and she basically it was like it's okay, okay, whatever, and they're kind of back on their normal friendship base and their normal just cordialness with each other, and not really much there. I bet she couldn't make it to the game apparently, but that could just be a lie, and she may show up later and whatnot. So yeah, that was just a quick incident I want to talk about. I think I actually jumped ahead. The teachers' advisors right now, the teachers deal. We actually did not. They actually did not think that the head. um I'll just say principal. Cause I can't. I don't know exactly. I know he's like a head something. But I just say principal. It might be. I might be right on the dime with that, but whatnot. But they didn't take the principal serious and didn't really expect. He was serious about going. He wanted them to go to the game, and so when Tom showed, actually like half of them didn't even come, and the other half was complaining the whole time. So this is right there. It's just build up, just basically build up, and basically once Yoko came out and Yoko started warming up, the teachers were like, "This is the team we're going against. Or is our team really gonna be all right?" Things like that. So a lot of concerns there. So obviously makes it. Obviously, their expectations are already low for the team, so it's really gonna be a big. It's just build up basically. They're there to just really have a big build up once Kuzu starts really going or things like that type deal. So they're like gonna be Kuzu's cheerleaders during this game basically in a sense. So that's their whole role there, and obviously they're gonna have big doubts early on. So don't be mad at them or anything like that. They're just there for build up, and obviously they're to just show the drastic improvement of Kuzu. Next up is events wise. Okay, so I think we get to the game now, right? So Nail, and I'm pretty sure someone once corrected me on this, and I'm sorry if I say it wrong every time, and I say this every video. I just say Nail anyway because it's just how it looks like it's pronounced, and it's probably not. But she was asking, the other coach some questions. Yoko's coach some questions. I should have definitely probably learned the coach's name by now. But yeah, I just have not because he's not a player, so it's different. Coaches haven't really been too relevant in this except Nail really pretty much. But which if you want to consider her a coach, but I guess she has been coaching the guys physically. But um, yeah. So she was basically like, are you gonna go easy on us?" And and also their old advisor was asking too. I hope we're not wasting your time, essentially. And he was like, "No, we were too busy to play other schools that would waste our time, right?" So there's something he sees in Kuzu or something he really values in Kuzu that we're gonna probably hear about later. Um, in this that he really want, or maybe even just trying to destroy um what's my man's name, Kite. Maybe he's even trying to prove a point to Kite or something like that in a sense, or maybe he really does think Kuzu is a solid team or a lot. We'll figure out in a minute. But there is a reason for this. He doesn't feel like this is a waste of a time, and that actually surprised Nail and the advisor. So that is news. Now, Nail asked if you're gonna pull your punches because you don't have your seniors here, and he said he's never done that before, um, ever. So so and said and I quote, he came here fully prepared to beat Kuzu. So he's like has full intentions of winning this game, and the outcome and things like that. So that just goes to show a little bit more, as well as what's gonna happen here. So was that it for that moment? Yeah, so I think that was it for that. Then we got to the point where Kite pretty much didn't and she's had a request for the other coach and we never caught that, but that request could have been maybe to wear jerseys. That I think that might be the request. Maybe jerseys was not. I don't know that. I think that might not have been it, but I think that was it. Because as soon as she said that, it jumped to her telling the team to put their jerseys on. But also, so Kite didn't show up yet. Team got ready anyway. Went out there. Sora, being the leader he is, and Sora's obviously pretty much gonna be the captain once Momo's leave, if that makes sense. Cause Sora by that point will be a third year anyway. If they keep their team going and things like that. But Sora is a kind of a big backbone for this team, and he kind of really inspires the others, and makes him, really he really inspires them almost more than Momo. But he's like the second captain in a sense, for the team. But anyways, yeah, they really look up to Sora in a sense, because obviously he's the one that kind of starts this team. He's kind of like what's that guy on the other team? He's kind of like Katsumi on Shinjo's team, and yeah, in a sense. So yeah, so game about to start. They warmed up. So, is there anything else big in that 3 seconds? So yeah, we get to Sora here. So so Kuzu's team, and because they have Yozen, right? Using, I think maybe I keep saying Yozen, but I might be using. either way, they have him, and they feel like he's, they recognize he's the same height as, you Sora's the same height as him, and they're like, this guy's a starter, but using is it but he's the same height as using, and that's the whole reason using is even playing on our team is because he's so short. Now, Yuzin's trying to basically make put logic in his situation, saying he's only starting maybe because they're short on players, right, or something like that. But I guess he'll get a reality check next episode on why Sora's playing. So I guess we'll see that. And Sora's supposed to be the playmaker of this game. So yeah, we'll get to see a little bit of that. And like I said, there really will be a lot of things I feel like will happen in this game that we did not initially see. It's gonna be a lot of backstory during this game. I promise you there will be, because just like Nail wanted Chiaki to be these point forward, right? But we have yet to really discuss any strats or anything like that towards that yet, right? So we don't really know how that's gonna work out. But they have to have obviously practiced some type of game plan before this game involving Chucky as point forward, things like that. And another thing that this team doesn't have, they can't scrimmage amongst themselves. That's a big thing for a team to have, is at least even just a scrimmage against another team is actually really big help. So that's one thing they actually lack a lot. So they're basically scrimmages have been these games in a sense. But yeah, moving forward though, with Sora, it seems like he's finally back in the main character role here. I mean, he seems like he got the most attention out of every other character in this episode this time. So it's really nice to see that he's back on top as the main character of his own show, which seems we seem to forget quite a bit depending on the episode. But yeah. Next up, Kite. Kite shows back up. Actually, Kite and Fool were both late. It's typical of those two guys, I guess you can say in a sense. But they both showed up late. And one thing we did get though from the coach about something he wanted to test out, and this might have been it, was to see if Fua can play a full 40 minutes. Now, notice Fua he's one of them guys that has been skipping out on on Yoko's team. He's one of the guys that's really been skipping out on practice. He's really like a slacker in a sense, but his skill his level is so good. And it's weird too because and this goes to show they do this, I guess, also to show the coach's character. Because I always feel like the coach was such a stickler. Like if you, I feel like Yoko's coach was like the type of guy, if you don't come to practice, you don't get to play type deal. But he's not essentially like that. He cares about his players enough where he even lets players like full play, even if though he slacks during training and things like that. So, and that's what he's trying to test out here, to see basically if him skipping out on all of that conditioning will affect him and playing a full game. I think is one of the other things he was trying to test out while letting his sophomores and freshmen play here. And like I said, Yozen's gonna get in the game, but he's not in it starting. So that's interesting to see there. As well as he told the team, take a hold of this opportunity because I'm moving everyone up, right? Even if you're a freshman, if you show out this game, I'm moving you up. Is what he basically said. So interesting to see that there, and definitely we'll get some guys like Fuller trying to really show their worth there. Um, Oh, I also want to mention really quickly that the black jerseys are kind of nice here. We're not really here for Ahiru no Sword for its animations. If you watch the series this long, you're definitely not here for the animation because it's not top tier at all. But who cares if it's good story writing and it's good enough for me, right? So, but also moving on though, this I just want to point out about the black jerseys. They're looking nice, kind of clean and all that good stuff, fresher than them. But I want to point out that Kuzu's team they don't seem nervous, right? No, just want to point that out. They don't really seem nervous as even they've I think we're nervous and for other games, especially like Sinjo's game, things like that. But it's almost subtle, but they don't really seem really nervous about this game, and I find it is a good thing. But they joke around about maybe they'll go easy on us, or maybe we have a shot, because they really don't think they'll win, but they're not truly nervous about the game, in a sense. So it's good to see that, and maybe we'll see a little bit more why that is later on. But so far, so good. All right, next episode's game time, man. Next episode is game time. I think we're really gonna see a lot though from our starters. Like I said, Chucky, we're gonna see how he's gonna play point forward. We haven't heard much from Mokichi at all. I feel like he's definitely been putting in some work behind the scenes, and also we have Momo, and yeah, obviously we've seen what Sora's been grinding on, and Momo and the rest of those guys I think are all gonna bring something to the table. And I already talked about earlier what the other three guys are gonna bring, but yeah, we pretty much gonna get a lot. I think this episode that we more than we bargained for, and it's gonna be a pretty interesting game. But I hope you guys are excited for next episode, man. We'll catch you next one though.